I went to Korea for 5 months as an exchange student at Sungcheol University. When I first got to Korea, I had to enter quarantine. After eating cold food and staying in a small hotel room for a week, I was liberated and free to explore the country. Of course, the culture in the Netherlands and South Korea is very different. I did my research beforehand and was well prepared for the cultural differences. But even then, some things still took some getting used to. Some things that really surprised me were the difference between old and young. Not only do they look and act completely different, the older generation is generally considered to be in need of respect in Korea. The older generation is well aware of this and also acts like it. I can't count the times an ajumma has pushed me out of the way to go where she needed to go, or an ajushi cutting in line in the grocery store. Another thing that amazed me was the amount of studying that is done by the university students in Korea. Many of my friends studied every day until ungodly hours to be able to finish their work. I even knew a guy who did 3 majors at the same time. My university would organize online study sessions that would be from 9 p.m. until 1 a.m. in the night. This is something that I never experienced as much in the Netherlands. I have always been interested in the history of countries. Back in the Netherlands, the history we are taught is extremely limited, and so during my stay in Korea, I tried to visit many museums and learn a lot about the history of the country. I wrote multiple papers concerning culture and language and how it originated. I did additional research into the official writing system of Korea, called Hangul. Hangul was created in the 15th century by its leader Sejong Daewang. Sejong is the name of the king. Dae means great and Wang means king. Thus, he was called Great King Sejong or Sejong the Great. In Seoul, there's a big statue of him near Gyeongbok Palace. Hangul is a relatively new writing system, but the language has been spoken for over thousands of years. In the older days, Koreans used the Chinese writing system to read. The Chinese system uses characters that are based on meaning rather than sound. After learning the meaning of one character, you would have to learn thousands more to master the reading. This caused illiteracy to be common in Korea, and thus Hangul was created. This system is based on sound rather than the meaning. The announcement of the creation of the new alphabet was published in a magazine. The date of publication, October 9th, is now a public holiday called Hangul Day. My time in Korea is always on my thought as I work to reacclimate to my life in the Netherlands. A vivid but unreal memory, and I sometimes question if it happened at all. But now that I'm back at home, my trip has come to an end. I learned a lot about myself and the world in general in the little time I got the chance to spend there. What motivated me to study abroad was being able to overcome my own insecurities and fears and start living the life that I wanted for myself, rather than focusing on what others want for me. Being in a real university and staying in the dormitory finally allowed me to experience the student life that I had dreamed of since I was young. And I was able to do that in one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I had so much fun meeting fellow students and studying in a real classroom again for once. I miss that feeling. I missed it so much the past 2 years. I had many insecurities and social anxiety in the first few months. It was hard to go out or even get groceries as I was unsure in the new environment and afraid of making mistakes. This is why I decided to attend a language and cultural exchange meeting. I was absolutely terrified to go, but ended up having an amazing time and I started going almost every week. Slowly, I started understanding the culture more and it surprised me how easily I was able to fit into this completely new society. I met so many amazing people from all over the world who helped me make my experience unforgettable. The last few months in Korea went by the blink of an eye. I was able to travel to other cities and truly see the country. I will never forget what Korea has meant to me. It opened my eyes to the world and I'm far from being finished with exploring. It showed me how strong I am and what I am capable of. I am so proud of myself for taking this chance and will forever carry it with me. Maybe one day I will return to the country that has changed my perspective forever. But for now, all I can be is thankful for the experience. Now that I am back, I don't feel completely at home anymore. Part of my heart will always be in Korea and the people I met there. I guess that is the price I have paid for finding happiness in more than one place.